great to be here. Thank you for the support tonight and really the support over the last several years. It means a lot to me personally. You know, election night, when it seemed clear that I was going to be victorious, I had someone come up to me and say, well, now you're on to bigger and better things. And I thought about that, and I thought, you know, I am on to maybe bigger things, bigger challenges. You know, if you look at the state and the things facing the state, they're certainly very huge in comparison to maybe some of the things we dealt with here. But I would say it's definitely not better things. I can't think of anything better than serving this community through either the Planning Commission or the City Council or the last 5 years as mayor. So it's definitely not better, but it is a different challenge. And you know, it's hard for me to walk away from this as the mayor of Ceres because I love local government. I just think it is the most responsive form of government. I feel like, you know, my children are active, as you can see, but they're also active outside of here through sports or other things. And I feel like I'm constantly graded as an elected official. Really, the moment that we make a decision, we step down the dais, somebody's there to talk to me and say, well, why'd you do this or why'd you do that? Or they see me in the grocery store or wherever. And I think that's great because I think that holds us all accountable. And I think that some people lose that when they go to Sacramento because they operate in a vacuum and they're really isolated from the public. And it's really my commitment to you that will not happen. I'm going to be here all the time because I love this community and because this is where my family is. And so I hope you'll continue to hold me accountable because I think that's very important. It was mentioned by Brad and by some others what we've been able to accomplish over the last few years, and so I won't get in detail about those, but I'm proud of the impact that we've made to the city. I hope that we'll be able to look back many years and say, you know what, I was a part of that, and I think it was a great blessing to the city. And so that's, anytime I've made a decision, I've tried to look at it from the perspective of history and what history is going to say. And I think we've done so many wonderful things, and I'm just so thrilled to be a part of that. I'm very proud to have served alongside so many fine people. I really am. I just feel like we've been so fortunate as a city to have the representation, not only from the council, but from Mr. Kilger with the integrity and honor that he brought to the office, and Art to work with just everything he's brought, and just all the staff. The staff has been absolutely incredible. If you look at what we've gone through as a council, it's been very, very difficult times. It has. It's been so challenging at levels I never thought it would. In fact, when I was first elected, we were in a growth mode. The economy was moving. We had so many plans and aspirations. And then once it turned, it was more like, okay, well, we need to make sure that we can provide essential services. But I think that we were able to transition from that growth mode to transition mode and provide the services that are important to all the council, or not council, but all the citizens. You know, one thing with our council, if you look at us, I think we're a very cohesive group. I think that we get along, and I'll tell you, we don't always agree. We don't always agree. In fact, we've had, behind closed doors, we've had some heated debates, but I feel like we've always been agreeable. I feel like we've always been able to make a decision, and even though we may strongly have a position, we're able to walk away and pat each other on the back, and if they voted against me, I'd say, you know, you're obviously wrong. We're going to go ahead and move on and be friends. But I think that's served the community well, because if you look at some of the surrounding communities, they haven't had that. It's been a lot of divisiveness, a lot of fighting, and I think that really tears communities apart. And I think, you know, look, my dad and I don't share the same party, but we love them. I look up to them. But I think you can disagree, but still be cordial and respectful. And I hope that, I think Sacramento's missing that. You know, if you're an outsider looking, you know, from an outside looking in, you don't see that. And it's my commitment to everybody in Sacramento that I'm not going to do that. I want to go up there and solve the problems and not get into that sort of thing. So I want to tell you, I was talking to Jeff Benzinger from the Courier, and he asked me, well, you know, you're losing your city manager and you're losing you know, how's the city going to handle that? And I, without a beat, I said they're going to do great. They're going to do absolutely great because you still have a very strong council, You have a very strong staff with department heads that Brad's been on board. I mean, they're incredible. And you have an incredible line level staff. I mean, this is an employee group, and I see a lot of them. I'm proud that you're here tonight, by the way, that came to the table when we had tough times, and they offered up concessions. They were participants at the table. In fact, the whole campaign I talked about what the employees did, because ultimately we're a small part of the team as a council. Ultimately, the employees have to go alongside us, otherwise it doesn't matter. And so for you that aren't employees, I want to tell you two things that they did. One, they offered up concessions, considerable concessions, 10% concession. That's a huge hit to an employee, and not all of our employees make very much money. And so to offer that up was a big deal. But even more than that, they formed, and I think the chief was with them, but they formed an ad hoc committee, and I think there was 40 of them. I think we have 200, so 40 of those employees got together and found non-operational cuts. So they looked at the way we do business, and they found better ways to do business. And I think that ultimately, through their efforts, we saved another $1 million. And that is tremendous, but it's because of their work, all the employees' work, they were able to do that. So the citizens of Ceres are very well served. We're going to go on and continue to be strong because of not only the council, not only the department heads, but also the employees. So, you know, I could talk for hours and hours about all the unbelievable experiences I've had here because I've had so many. This has been such an incredible part of my life, and it's bittersweet to have to leave this and go on to the next challenge. But I know I leave with it's in capable hands, and I wish everybody here the best, and thank you so much for the opportunities.